next 5 minutes. Please do settle down. Most of our honored guests have arrived, including Leander Paes and of course the Sports Minister of West Bengal, Mr. Arup বিশ্বাস. So we'll start the function as soon as possible. Kindly settle down. Thank you. কি হলো সাউন্ডটা কি প্রবলেম হচ্ছে সাউন্ডটা চালিয়ে দেখেন
unique in its food, fearless in its friendship. Kolkata, much loved, often hated, always fascinating. This city refuses to be ordinary. It has given the world 5 Nobel laureates and an endless stream of thinkers, rebels, writers, filmmakers, musicians, and athletes. Kolkata is ever submerged in anger, argument, art, and adda. The city of protests offered the coinage band in the Oxford Dictionary. Unique in its food, fearless in its friendship. This is not just a city. Rabindranath Thakur's verses, Nazrul's fire, Satyajit Ray's cinema, Michael's fiery presentations, Ram Mohan's protest, Amartya Sen's intellect, the songs of Hemanto and the rhythms of R.D. Burman all echo here. Its football heroes, Manna, Chuni and PK, the fearless leadership of Shourav, and of course its sporting pride, Leander Paes, carry the same endless spirit that thrives in a small cup of tea. Time to cheer and bask in the reflected glory of another achiever. Time for a countdown. Time to put your phones on the silent mode.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all here, which promises to be a historic occasion. This is an occasion which has been organized by the Bengal Tennis Association with the association of its affiliated unit, Dakshin Kolkata Sangshad. And today we have come to celebrate a great individual who has made all of us proud. He has made India proud. More importantly, he has made the people of Bengal proud. You may have read this very popular story in the New Testament. The prodigal son returns home. All of us would have read that. Now here is the story of the golden boy returning home. And how has the golden boy returned home? The golden boy has returned home with 20 major Grand Slam victories, and I include the two, one Junior Wimbledon and Junior US Open, 20 Grand Slam titles. The maximum number of Davis Cup victories, and in addition, the number of Olympics in which he has taken part, 7, all 7 of them. 7 Olympics is a feat no other tennis player in this planet has ever achieved. Please give a big hand to this gentleman, Leander Paes. এই কলকাতা শহরে জন্মে মধ্যবিত্ত পরিবারে বড় হয়ে একটা ছেলে 20টা মেজর টেনিস খেতাব, সবচেয়ে বেশি ডেভিস কাপ ভিক্টরিজ এবং 7টা অলিম্পিক্স। লেডিজ এন্ড জেন্টলম্যান, 7টা অলিম্পিক মানে ভাবতে পারেন 1992 থেকে 2016, a period which featured 24 long years, which of course meant that a sportsman had to be his very best for 24 long years. We talk about 24 years of Tendulkar. This is Kolkata's answer to Tendulkar, 24 years. আপনারা সবাই মধুসূদন দত্তের সেই বিখ্যাত কবিতা থেকে পড়েছেন, প্রবাসে দৈবের বসে জীবতারা যদি খসে মধুহীন করোনা গো তব মনক কোকোনদে। লিয়েন্ডার পেজের কিন্তু টেনিস তারা অ্যাকচুয়ালি খসার উপক্রম হয়েছিল যখন এই ইউএস ওপেন জেতা নিয়ে আমরা এত কথা বলি। নট মেনি অফ আস উড পসিবলি নো যে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ was mugged very badly in New York. There were more than 7 stitches and it was a very, very serious fatal accident. The Leander Paes we celebrate today, ladies and gentlemen, did not have enough money to fend for himself. So one night in Germany, he was left with $73. Now, $73 in a big city at times is not good enough. So what he did, Leander Paes slept in the locker room. এই ছেলেটাকে নিয়ে আমরা গর্ব করি, পদ্মভূষণ লিয়েন্ডার পেস জার্মানিতে একটা শীতের রাত্রিরে লকার রুমে থাকতে হয়েছে। এইরকম অবস্ট্যাকলস ফেস করে, at times negativity face করে, he has reached where he has reached today. But the story of Leander Paes would remain vastly incomplete if I do not mention the maker of Leander Paes. আজকে incidentally বিশ্বকর্মা পুজোর দিন, and Leander Paes কে বিশ্বকর্মা যেভাবে তৈরি করেন সেভাবে যন্ত্রের মতো যিনি তৈরি করেছিলেন, তার কথা ভাবতে গিয়ে আমি জাস্ট 1 মিনিট সময় নিচ্ছি। একটা ফোল্ডার থেকে আমি জাস্ট দুটো লাইন পড়তে চাই। একটা ফোল্ডার যেটা নিয়ে তিনি কলকাতার অফিসে ঘুরে বেড়াতেন, আর সেই লিফলেটে কি লেখা ছিল জানেন? Leander Paes is looking for someone to share an adventure with him. The adventure of winning Grand Slams, to have someone by his side as he strives to become a tennis maestro. Please be with the city boy in this monumental journey. এইটা নিয়ে তিনি বিভিন্ন স্পন্সরের কাছে ঘুরে বেড়াতেন যে যদি কেউ এই জার্নিতে লিয়েন্ডার পেসের পাশে থাকে, কারণ when you are competing with the first world coming from Kolkata, you need solid money, you need the top coaches, you need good places where you can sustain yourself, you need to go to tournaments, you want to fly out from one city to another. কে দেবে এই টাকা একটা মধ্যবিত্ত ঘরের মানুষকে? যতই তারা অলিম্পিয়ান হন না কেন, যতই অ্যাথলিট ফ্যামিলির মানুষ হন না কেন, কোথা থেকে আসবে টাকা? তাই এই লিফলেটটা নিয়ে দিনের পর দিন বিভিন্ন জায়গায় ঘুরে বেরিয়েছেন, প্রায় ভিক্ষাপত্র হাতে নিয়ে, এবং বলেছেন আগে যারা ঢুকলে বলতো ডক্টর পেস প্লিজ কাম ইন, তারা মুখ ফিরিয়ে নিয়েছে যে আবার লোকটা টাকা চাইতে এসছে ছেলের জন্যে। So before we start today's function, we must remember this man, a huge hockey player, a gentleman, and more importantly, the maker of Leander Paes. চলে গেছেন 14ই অগস্ট আমাদের ছেড়ে, but how can we forget him? Leander Paes' celebration তাকে বাদ দিয়ে সম্ভবই নয়, কারণ তিনি লিয়েন্ডার পেজের এক হিসেবে গঙ্গা জল। সো 1 মিনিট আমরা ডক্টর ভেস পেজের জন্য একটু নীরবতা পালন করব। প্লিজ রাইজ in silence for a remarkable individual, Dr. Paes Page. Thank you. Leander Paes is not just another tennis player. He's a global tennis player. He's an icon. And you will be surprised, you will be pleasantly surprised to see what his contemporaries and some of the world's best have to say about him. Could we have the AV, please?
Hi everyone, it's Martina here. I wish you all a beautiful evening. I'm just sending some greetings from Switzerland, and also a little bit about Leander. He was a wonderful person, a true legend on and off the court. To me also like family, because sometimes we just supported each other, not only on the court, sometimes we had just simple dinners with his team and my team, and lots of talking, so we would understand also the game plan not only, but also, like, for me it was really important always the person behind the player, and I think this is also really important, especially in doubles or mixed doubles, that you have that kind of chemistry when you don't always have the best day, and the other person steps up for you. And I think this is really what makes the team work, and that's why we were able to win so many matches, and special Wimbledon memory that we had, and shared some unbelievable moments on the court, winning trophies. So true legend to me, like I said, not only as a player, but also even bigger as a person. You all have a great evening, and to me, Leander greatly deserves it. So have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Leander and I used to practice. He always was crying at the end of the day, but he grew up a little bit now that he's 52 years old. He's more mature, so that's good.
Olympics, mate, 'cause it just means you're a real old bastard, mate. That's all it means.
I had already 18 years ago, and 18 years later, I look like this, and this guy is still playing. You know, it's unbelievable. It's like he has a special Duracell battery inside, you know, that he like keeps on going.
What are you doing still on the tour? You know, man, he's just 2 years younger than me. And look at me, I'm all white, coach, and he's playing amazing tennis.
It's only halfway through, so you're still very young. You're still showing a lots of potential that needs to be fulfilled in the future, right?
You're a dinosaur. I would say in Spanish viejito, but don't say viejo because that's even older.
Very appropriately, it was titled Greats. Talk about greatness. ভাবতে পারেন কি সব নাম, ইভান লেন্ডেল, জকোভিচ, সানচেজ, মার্টিনা হিঙ্গিস, the world beaters, and the world beaters all acknowledge the brilliance of Leander Paes. Leander Paes যে মাইকেল মধুসূদন দত্তের ঘনিষ্ঠ আত্মীয় সবাই জানেন। মধুসূদন মেঘনাদ বধ কাব্য লেখেন যখন তার বয়স 37 বছর। লিয়েন্ডার পেস তার প্রথম উইম্বলডন জেতেন যখন তার বয়স 16, অলিম্পিক পদক জেতেন যখন তার বয়স 23, আর লাস্ট গ্র্যান্ড স্ল্যাম জেতেন যখন তার বয়স 43। অ্যাবসলিউটলি ইনক্রেডিবল, একটা মানুষ 16, 23, 43, ক্যান ইউ বিলিভ ইট? কোনো উপন্যাসে কোনো নায়ককে এই ধরনের অ্যাচিভমেন্টস দেওয়া হলে সেই সাহিত্যিক নিজেই মনে মনে ভাববেন যে বোধহয় একটু বাড়াবাড়ি হয়ে যাচ্ছে। 16, 23, 43, 43 বছর বয়সে যখন লাস্ট গ্র্যান্ড স্ল্যাম জেতেন, তখন মুম্বাইয়ের বিখ্যাত ইন্ডাস্ট্রিয়ালিস্ট আনন্দ মহিন্দ্রা, যিনি মহিন্দ্র গ্রুপের কর্ণধার, তিনি একটা টুইট করেছিলেন। সেটাতে বলা হয়েছিল যে আমি ভেবেছিলাম জীবনে অনেক কিছু কাজের পক্ষে আমার বয়স অনেক বেশি হয়ে গেছে। I had given up on those dreams, I had given up on those goals. Now if Leander Paes can win a Grand Slam at 43, myself, Anand Mahindra, I can also pursue my goals. This is what Paes does to you, Leander Paes. Incredible man, incredible following all over the world. And মধুসূদন দত্তের কথা জাস্ট খুব ব্রিফলি বলি যে মধুসূদন দত্তের 2 ছেলে এবং 1 মেয়ে ছিলেন। মিল্টন ছোটবেলায় মারা যান, মেয়ে শর্মিষ্ঠাও কম বয়সে মারা যান। অ্যালবার্ট তার ছেলে, অ্যালবার্টের সঙ্গে বিয়ে হয় ক্যাথলিন নামক একজন মহিলার। এই ক্যাথলিন দেখেন, তাদের পদবী ছিল দত্ত। ক্যাথলিনের মনে হয় যে দ্য সারনেম ইজ কজিং প্রবলেমস ইন গেটিং এ জব, একটু ইংলিশ ব্রিটিশ ভাষা করতে হবে। সো ক্যাথলিন চেঞ্জড ইট ফ্রম ডাট টু ডাটন। এই ক্যাথলিনের 5টা বাচ্চা হয়। এই ক্যাথলিন এবং অ্যালবার্টের 4 জন মারা যান। 5th ওয়ান মাইকেল, তার সঙ্গে বিয়ে হয় রুবি নিসের, সেই তারই সন্তান জেনিফার ডাটন লেটার অন বিকেম জেনিফার পেজ। তার মানে মধুসূদন দত্ত ডিরেক্টলি লিয়েন্ডার পেজের প্রপিতামহ, ঠাকুরদার বাবা, আর লিয়েন্ডার তার ছেলে, এতটাই ক্লোজ রিলেশনশিপ। তাই লিয়েন্ডার পেজ থাকবেন আর সেখানে কবিতা থাকবে না, এটা হয় না। এবং এটা আশ্চর্যের যে আজ পর্যন্ত লিয়েন্ডার পেজ নিয়ে বাংলায় কবিতা লেখা হয়নি, যার সঙ্গে মধুসূদন তো আষ্টে পৃষ্ঠে জড়িয়ে। কিন্তু আজকে ডিকেএসের রাত্রির একটু অন্যরকম, তাই আপনারা শিগগিরই স্পেশালি ফর দিস ওকেশন, স্পেশালি ফর লিয়েন্ডার পেজ একটা বাংলা কবিতা লেখা হয়েছে। বাট সেই জুড়ি যারা পড়বেন তাদের প্রথমজনকে আমি একটু মঞ্চে ডাকছি, বিশিষ্ট বাচিক শিল্পী এবং সেলিব্রেটেড নিউজ অ্যাঙ্কার রায়া ভট্টাচার্য যদি মঞ্চে আসেন। আর তাকে, রায়াকে ফেলিসিটেট করার জন্যে আমি ডাকছি সুজয় ঘোষ, সিওও বিটিএ। সুজয় ঘোষ পুষ্পস্তবক দিয়ে রায়া ভট্টাচার্যকে স্বাগত জানাবেন। আজকে আপনারা একটা বিরল সন্ধে দেখবেন যেখানে লিয়েন্ডার পেজের জন্য প্রথমবার স্পেসিফিক্যালি ফর লিয়েন্ডার পেজ, স্পেসিফিক্যালি ফর দিস ওকেশন একটা কবিতা লেখা হয়েছে। এরপরে আমি যাকে ডাকছি তিনি একজন বিশিষ্ট কবি, এবং শুধু বিশিষ্ট কবি নন, সাহিত্য একাডেমি উইনার, পশ্চিমবঙ্গ বাংলা একাডেমির প্রেসিডেন্ট এবং গদ্যকারও, যিনি কবিতা লিখলেই সেগুলো শুধু মুক্তোর মতো হাতের লেখা হয় না, মুক্ত হয়ে ঝরে পড়ে। সুবোধ সরকার প্লিজ অন স্টেজ। একটা জোর হাততালি হোক এদের দুজনের জন্য। সুবোধ সরকারকে ফেলিসিটেট করবেন মৌসুমী চক্রবর্তী, চিফ অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটিভ অফিসার, বেঙ্গল টেনিস অ্যাসোসিয়েশন। মৌসুমী অন স্টেজ প্লিজ। মনে রাখবেন লিয়েন্ডার পেজের জন্য কবিতা, এর আগে সুবোধ সরকারের একটা বিখ্যাত কবিতা আছে সৌরভকে নিয়ে, বেহালার ছেলেটা। আজকে জানি না কি লিখছেন সুবোধ সরকার।
হ্যালো 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 হ্যালো
নমস্কার।
নমস্কার।
আমি দুদিন আগে এই কবিতাটা লিখেছি, রাত জেগে এই কবিতাটা লিখেছি, ভালোবেসে লিখেছি। And this is a tribute to the global icon of tennis, Leander Paes. কবিতাটার নাম, এই কবিতাটা আমরা দুজন মিলে পড়ব, রায়া ভট্টাচার্য এবং আমি। কবিতাটার নাম বেগবাগানের ছেলেটা। বেগবাগানের ছেলেটা মাইকেল মধুসূদন দত্তের অগ্নিগর্ভ কলম একদিন টেনিস র্যাকেট হয়ে উঠল তোমার হাতে।
বেগবাগানের মধ্যবিত্ত ঘরে তুমি উঠে দাঁড়ালে অন্ধকারে, চালাতে লাগলে র্যাকেট, উল্টো দিকে উইম্বলডন, চালাতে লাগলে র্যাকেট, উল্টো দিকে ইউএস ওপেন, চালাতে লাগলে র্যাকেট, উল্টো দিকে অলিম্পিক, চালাতে লাগলে র্যাকেট, উল্টো দিকে ঈশ্বর ও শয়তান তোমার বেগবাগান নিয়ে হাসছে আর বলছে এ তো হাঁসখালির হেমব্রমের হাওয়ার্ড যাওয়ার মতো।
Go Leander go, ho ho ho, go Leander go, Michelangelo, go Leander go, my tennis Angelo, ho ho ho. সেদিন একটা ঘটনা মনে পড়ল। 16 বছরের লি তোমার পেট থেকে বুক থেকে 10টা তামার তার ঝুলছিল, আকুপাংচার চলছিল। আর কি পরিত্রাহী চিৎকার তোমার! পাশে দাঁড়িয়ে বাবা বলছেন, ইউ হ্যাভ টু বেয়ার, ইউ হ্যাভ টু বেয়ার। আরো অনেক বড় যন্ত্রণা পেতে হবে, সাপের বিষ খেতে হবে লি।
সারা জীবন ধরে আকুপাংচার হয় না, কিন্তু 10টা তামার তার পেট থেকে খোলা যায়নি কোনো দিন। একটা তার অ্যাটলান্টা অলিম্পিক, একটা তার অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ওপেন, একটা তার ফরাসি ওপেন, একটা তার ফ্রেজু ডেভিস কাপ।
প্রতিটা ম্যাচের আগে এবং পরে সেই আকুপাংচার সারা জীবন ধরে এক গোঙানি, সেই গোঙানি চাপা পড়ে গেছে গ্র্যান্ড স্লামে আর উল্লাসে আর অলিম্পিকের হেডলাইনে।
লিয়ান্ডার, তুমি জানতে বেগবাগানে বসে ব্যর্থ হলে একবার হেডলাইন হবে, দুবার নয়। মেঘ ছাড়িয়ে যারা নক্ষত্রের সহোদর, তারা বারবার হয়। তুমি সেই বেগবাগান থেকে উঠে আসা নক্ষত্র বিজয়ী।
গো লিয়েন্ডার গো, হো হো হো, গো লিয়েন্ডার গো, হো হো হো। খ্যাতি, অপ, পেজ, মরুত, বোম, তোমার ভেতর নড়ছে বেগবাগানের খ্যাতি। আফ্রিকার তুফান, ইউরোপের মেধা, গ্রিক স্থাপত্য আর আমেরিকার উদ্ভাসন তোমার ভেতর নড়ছে, আর তুমি শান্ত হয়ে বসে আছো এখন।
তোমাকে দেখে এক্ষুনি উলুবেড়িয়ার একটি রোগা ছেলে হাতে র্যাকেট তুলে নিল। তার নাম লিয়ান্ডার ডায়নামাইট পেস।
তার নাম লিয়েন্ডার ডায়নামাইট পেজ। Go Leander go, never say no. Go Leander go, Michelangelo. Go Leander go, my tennis Angelo, my tennis Angelo, my tennis Angelo, my tennis Angelo.
অনেক ধন্যবাদ সুবোধ সরকার এবং রায় ভট্টাচার্যকে। এরপর আমি যাকে মঞ্চে ডাকবো, হাউ ডাজ ওয়ান এক্সপ্লেন হার? Absolutely timeless, magical, mesmerizing Usha Uthup on stage, please, who has specifically come for Leander. লিয়েন্ডারের সঙ্গে ওনার কি রিলেশনশিপ উষাদি নিজেই বলবেন। উষা উত্থুপের জন্য এটা হাততালি, ডিকেএসের বদনাম হয়ে যাবে। থ্যাংক ইউ। আর উষাদিকে ফেলিসিটেট করার জন্যে আমি ব্রিটিএ প্রেসিডেন্ট শ্রী হিরণময় চ্যাটার্জি এবং এই ক্লাবের ভেরি পপুলার প্রেসিডেন্ট শ্রী দেবাশিস কুমারকে একটু মঞ্চে ডাকছি উষাদিকে ফেলিসিটেট করার জন্য। এটা মিস্টার দেবাশিস কুমারের যে মেসেজটা, I'll just read it out. Presented with deep admiration to Padma Shri Srimati Usha Uthup for your timeless voice, charismatic presence and unparalleled, actually Padma Bhushan, Amitai Dekshi, Padma Bhushan, Srimati Usha Uthup, for your timeless voice, charismatic presence and unparalleled contribution to Indian music. Your music has transcended borders, inspired generations, and brought joy to countless hearts. With heartfelt respect and gratitude, Team Bengal Tennis Association, Wednesday, September 17, 2025. Ushadi, all yours.
Hi everybody. Namaskar, namaskaram, Sat Sri Akal, Salam Alaikum. What can I say about being a part of this evening? I mean, you couldn't have had this evening without me. That's for sure. Eta to shotti kotha. আমি সত্যি আজকে গর্বিত to hear Dada saying big বাগানের ছেলে. সত্যি, that is so, people forget, you know. People forget from where this huge man has really come, yeah, from these beginnings. But I know him from a little bit ahead of that. That is Queen's Mansion er chele, Park Street er chele. Amar chele. Today, Wes is not here, and neither is his foster father, Jani. That's my husband. But we're all here to share and all the time bask in the glory of Leander Paes. What a name to reckon with, and what a personality to go with, really. I'm sad that Anjali and Sunny are both not here to share this fantastic moment. Leander must have got so many awards and so many felicitations, but this one is so special because it's right here at home. I also want to say thank you to all of you for giving him such an amazing, amazing evening. Yeah. Apnara shobai bolechen marvelous things about his tennis playing and his being such a great sportsman. 10 Olympics and all these statistics I really don't know. But I can say he had to have a La Martiniere tie almost every week because he used to chew up his tie, and I'm the one who used to give him a spare one all the time. So you all don't know the little intricacies, which is also so wonderful. But I will share it with the poet so that he will include this in the Beg Baganer Chele. Yeah. I want to say thank you to the whole family who is over here today. It's really beautiful because without your support, it wouldn't have happened for Leander. And so many things when Gautam Da, I say Da out of respect, okay, not age. When you read out so many things, so many statistics, Ishab to amra jani na. We don't know about what the numbers are, and you know, it's really amazing. But truly, what a legend. What an iconic person he is. And though he keeps whispering in my ears and saying it's so embarrassing, I say no. It's something so well deserved, so well deserved. And really I had tears in my eyes when he spoke, and then the AV went on, and then his beautiful wife, and Dada, you read out that poem, was so beautiful. Shotti. I don't know if all of you know the fact that inside that spirited force and inside that passion and that junoon for wanting to win and fight and everything is a very, very soft person with gentle crying eyes. That's my Leander. In fact, we almost had him much more than the Queen's Mansion people. And once when he had spent the night in our house, my husband came back from CCFC and said, hey, you know what? I thought we had only 2. And Leander was the 3rd. Let's have a big hand for the man, Leander. Love you. You should clap because, you know, when he gets on to that, and the person whom I love so much is Natarajan. You might wonder who is Natarajan. That's Navratilova. I could never speak her name properly. And all of you are here. Rochi, I can see you too, and there's so many, everybody. Rochi, yeah. So I just want to say that there are two things I would like to do tonight. One is to sing a song, because that's what I know best. I don't know anything else. I'd love to sing a song for him if you say yes. But even if you said no, I'm going to sing it anyway. So. James Bond came to me and he said last night, Usha, you have to do a shooting with me tomorrow. And I said, Bond, Mr. James Bond, why would you want me? He said, because you have such a lovely body. I said, what? Well, God made a mistake over there. When I was born, he asked me, do you want a good body or do you want a good voice? I said, I want a good body. That's why I look like this. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm still singing James Bond songs, and I gave up James Bond just for all of you to be with Leander. Let's have a big hand for that. Who gives up James Bond, ladies and gentlemen? But Leander is worth everything that you could ever dream of, really. And from Sunny, Anjali, Jani, John, Riyad, and Aisha, I'd like to sing the song, first one for him and for James Bond, and then a song which I feel has been written almost for him, though he is too young to really sing it, but he's done everything his way. So ladies and gentlemen, Skyfall in a Sari. Would you like to listen to Skyfall? I hope. Here it is, especially for you, Leander. He's much bigger than any Bond that you could think of. I feel so proud to be part of you, Leander, from deep within. This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move and then hear my heart burst again. For this is the end. I've drowned and dreamt each moment. So overdue I am. Swept away I'm stolen. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall, face it all together. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall, face it all together. And skyfall. And skyfall. Skyfall is where we start. 1,000 miles and poles apart, where worlds collide and days are dark. You may have my number, you can take my name, but you never have my heart. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall, face it all together. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks. I know I sang it so well. What can I do now? That's because I have people like you to give me all the blessings. Just like we all supported Leander. And the way I was biased, I couldn't look at anybody else on the screen except you, Leander, really. And as I said, he's far too young to be able to, for me to be able to sing this song for him. But every word he is justified in singing if he were to sing it. I'm going to sing it for him, ladies and gentlemen. From all of you over here, my way. He made no compromises. He just did everything his way. And compromises we all have to make. He made those, but compromise itself is a bad word. He just carried on no matter what adversity he had to face. He did it his way, my way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the people on the sound. It's been really marvelous. Let's give a big hand for the sound. And for Somaresh and Rinta for putting my songs together. Oh, hi, Eric. Lovely to see all of you here. Yeah, Jackie, this one's for you. And you feel like clapping anywhere or you feel like crying anywhere, just do it, because we don't get chances like this again and again. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to sing for you, Leander. Though there were so many concerts, you sat in the wings along with the children in Kala Mandir and pulled out the cable many a time and the sound went. It was just marvelous, but you did it your way. Your way in school, right through school and up to now. Let's go. Like my sari.
And I must face the final curtain. My friends, I'll state my case, I'll say it clear, for of this I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, but more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step upon the byway, but much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, I stood tall, I did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, but now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my What is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he really feels. And are the words of one who heals. The record shows to the blows and did it my way. For Leander. God bless. Let's have a fantastic hand for Leander Paes. Come on.
And we love you, Ushadi, forever. একটা বড় হাততালি হোক উষাদ উৎসবের জন্য। What a performer who has lived through decades, entertained us since when I do not know, from the 60s perhaps. এবার ফর্মাল ফাংশন হবে, শুরু হবে। আমাদের অনেক মাননীয় অতিথি এসে গেছেন। Honorable Sports Minister has been waiting for quite some time, and other guests. But before that, একটা ছোট্ট AV দেখে নি to understand the significance of the evening even more. Could we have the AV, please? Thank you.
Representing India.
Troisième et médaille de bronze représentant l'Inde.
Leander Paes.
I've been very happy with his progress, and one of the things I've been very happy about is that his progress has been very slow. Quite often people hit the top very quickly and then they find that they haven't gone through the preliminaries. He's going through the preliminaries. I think these are very important for him to get a solid foundation, to learn how to tackle the press, how to tackle all the various pressures that come on you. So, I mean, it's been very good that he's come up gradually. And of course now, I think he's on the verge of a breakthrough in the top 100.
From 5 to 8, we allowed him to play all games, which included running, swimming, and cycling. These are the 3 basic movements every child should have. So he played about 5 or 6 sports, and then he swam. He had a cycle which he was cycling on. At 8, we brought him down to 2 or 3 sports. That means we allowed him to play tennis, badminton, we allowed him to swim, and he played cricket and football, hockey at his school.
He has a certain unpredictability about him, which is very good for doubles play. He's an instinct player.
You always try to welcome me in the smile in the locker room, always give me great advices, and you know, it was just such an honor to always be surrounded by you.
When he played double, it's like a ninja playing, you know, it's 2 person at the net. He's here and then he's there, and then I don't know who is who. You know, he was probably the fastest tennis player at the net by far.
He was so much fun to play against, and I thought I would much rather play with him than against him.
Simply brilliant. He anticipates so well, one of the best bowlers in the world. So fast, so accurate. He reads the game well. He's great for the crowd. He has great energy. Court awareness, it's unbelievable.
There's no words for Leander. I mean, he's almost like my brother, you know.
That's phenomenal. That is entertainment. Oh, what an extraordinary exchange.
Hardly ever have you seen a rally like this.
go in there and enjoy the hard work day in and day out is something that I take very seriously, and very proud to be an Indian and play for the country every time I step out.
From the courts of Bengal to the world's grand stage, he carved his story page by page. With every swing, with every stride, he made the tricolor swell with pride. Lee, the greatest of all, in every format he conquered the ball. His smile's the spark, his strokes the flame. He wrote in gold the Indian name. In doubles, in singles, in mixed delight, he turned the game into pure sunlight. Oh, the roar of the crowd, the joy in the air. India danced because Lee was there. His smile's the spark, his strokes the flame. Forever we'll cheer Lee, his name.
Some athletes win trophies. A rare few win hearts. Leander Paes did both, point by point, match by match, year after year. From the bustling streets of Calcutta, where he first played barefoot, to the thunderous cheer at the Everest of tennis, an odyssey of passion and pride that inspired generations.
Go Leander, go, smash it, Lee, go, go, go. Yes, Lee, go, go, Leander, go. Go Leander, go, smash it, Lee, go, go, go. Yes, Lee, go, go, Leander, go.
Fantastic, Leander Paes.
How did he do that?
Behind the back.
But beyond the medals and the magic, there's a story of resilience, of comeback after comeback, of never letting go. And Leander Paes redefined what it meant to be a sportsman. He had the most doubles win in Davis Cup history, 45 victories. He represented India in Davis Cup for 30 years. He also had notable singles wins early in his career, including over Henri Leconte and Goran Ivanisevic. Leander Paes is one of the most decorated doubles players in tennis history. He's won the men's doubles Grand Slam titles a mere 8 times. The Australian Open thrice in 1999, 2012 and 2013. The French Open, he's won it thrice. In 1999, 2001 and 2009. Wimbledon, he's won once, in 1999, and the US Open, also just once in 2006. As I said, a mere 8 titles. Now we come to his mixed doubles Grand Slam titles. He hasn't done too badly there either, has he? He just won it 10 times. He's won Wimbledon, the Wimbledon doubles Grand Slam titles 4 times, in 1999, in 2003, 2010 and 2015. The Australian Open was, well, handed over to him in 2003, 2010 and 2015. Not quite handed over, he won them all, playing hard, fair and square. And the French title, he won just once in 2016. And the US Open, twice, in 2008 and 2015. A remarkable record for somebody coming from a third world country. indeed.
He isn't just a player, he's a fighting spirit in human form.
When I lose a point, I think, what would Leander do? And I fight back.
Every time I dive at the net, I imagine I'm him.
We all want to pace it up.
Leander showed us it's not the size of the serve, it's the size of the heart.
He won with sweat, tears, and a fist bump that shook nations.
He made tennis feel Indian, not foreign anymore.
He didn't retire. The game still hasn't retired his legend.
He gave India not just medals, but belief.
Leander wasn't just ranked, he was revered.
You want confidence?
Watch your Leander come back.
You've soared to the top with the flag held high. Now teach the young, let their hopes touch the sky. In hobbies and spirit, your light will show, so they reach the Olympics and make India glow.
He was born into a family of champions who proudly wore the Indian colors, where medals and trophies could fill the pages of record books. He chose to carry forward that legacy with a touch of humility and a lot of grace. An odyssey of passion and pride, a legacy that inspires generations. Leander Paes is the great-grandson of Michael Madhusudhan Dutta, a pride of India.
উল্লাসে নগর কাঁপে জয়ধ্বনি বাজে তোর জনিনাদে দিগ দিগন্ত মুখরিত আজ তার প্রপৌত্রের জয়োল্লাসেও যেন শোনা যায় সেই একই অনুরণন
He is the shining gem of Bengal, an enigma, an inspiration. As Michael Madhusudhan Dutta once wrote, the city trembles with joy, victory resounds, and the skies echo with triumph. So too does his great-great-grandson's victory carry that same resonance. Leander, we love you.
Playing tennis to the guitar.
গিটারের সুর আর টেনিসের খেলা
Collecting winning balls to watches.
জিতে যাওয়া বল জমে ঘড়িদের মেলা
Playing with ease. He won every form of tennis.
অতি সহজ ভঙ্গিমায় জিতেছেন টেনিসের প্রতিটি ধারা
From pasta salads and inventive breakfast to Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan.
পাস্তা সালাদ অভিনব প্রাতরাশ থেকে পদ্মশ্রী পদ্মভূষণের আলোকে
From airport pictures to wild wildlife, he clicks with the passion of a professional.
এয়ারপোর্টে ছবির মুগ্ধ মুহূর্ত মুক্ত জীবন ক্যামেরায় বন্দী হয়
Nothing too small.
ক্ষুদ্র কিছুই তার কাছে তুচ্ছ নয়।
Could I now welcome Leander Paes onto the stage, please? Leander Paes, একটা standing ovation দেবেন, please, ladies and gentlemen. And this wonderful mini documentary has been curated by Abhijit Dasgupta. Please give him a round of applause. Please give him a standing ovation, Leander Paes. আর এই বাচ্চা বাচ্চা ছেলেগুলো মেয়েগুলোর জন্য যারা টেনিস প্লেয়ার্স, যারা কয়েকদিন ধরে রিহার্সেল করেছে, ট্রেনিং করেছে, গরমের মধ্যে সন্ধে অবধি ট্রেন করেছে, তাদের জন্য একটা বড় হাততালি দেবেন প্লিজ। থ্যাংক ইউ। আমি এবার মঞ্চে বিশিষ্ট কয়েকজন অতিথিকে ডাকবো। ফার্স্টলি দ্য charismatic and a visionary sports minister of the state, শ্রী অরূপ বিশ্বাস on stage please. আর তাকে সম্মান জানানোর জন্য বিটিএ প্রেসিডেন্ট শ্রী হিরণময় চ্যাটার্জি এবং ডিকেএস এর ভেরি ভেরি পপুলার প্রেসিডেন্ট শ্রী দেবাশিস কুমার প্লিজ। শ্রী অরূপ বিশ্বাসের হাতে, মাননীয় শ্রী অরূপ বিশ্বাসের হাতে ডিকেএস এবং বেঙ্গল টেনিস অ্যাসোসিয়েশনের পক্ষ থেকে এটি স্মারক তুলে দেওয়া হবে। আমি জাস্ট স্মারকের লেখাটা পড়ছি এখানে। As the Honorable Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, Mr. Arup Biswas, you have inculcated the spirit of unity, progress and the endless possibilities that lie ahead for our youth and sportsmen of our state. You have been an important part in the progress of DKS over the years. Thanking you, Sri Devashish Kumar, President. Eta jor hattali hoke ei muhurtotar jonno. লিয়েন্ডার পেসকে বহুবার ডেকে নিয়ে ক্রীড়ামন্ত্রী বৈঠক করেছেন, কথা বলেছেন তার সঙ্গে, যাতে তাকে রাজ্যের বিভিন্ন প্রয়োজনে লাগানো যায়। এবং শ্রী অরূপ বিশ্বাসকে আমি একটু কিছু বলার জন্য অনুরোধ। অরূপ বিশ্বাস তিনি ক্রীড়ামন্ত্রী, তিনিও করবেন লিয়েন্ডারকে ফেলিসিটেট করবেন। অফকোর্স এইরকম একটা ওকেশনে লিয়েন্ডার পেসকে রাজ্যের পক্ষ থেকে মাননীয় ক্রীড়ামন্ত্রী এবং তার মেসেজে বলা আছে, Dear Leander, on the occasion of your grand felicitation, today we once again extend our heartfelt Congratulations and esteem for your outstanding achievements and exemplary performance in global tennis. একটু যদি সামনে থেকে সরে যান, কাইন্ডলি যদি তোলেন তাহলে সামনে যারা বসে আছেন কেউ দেখতে পাবেন না, প্লিজ একটু সাইড হয়ে যান। এই মুহূর্তটা সবাই কিন্তু ক্যামেরা বন্দি করে রাখতে চান। ইট ডাজ নট হ্যাপেন এভরি ডে। লিয়েন্ডার পেজের জন্য এত সব বিশিষ্ট মানুষ আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি, নিচে উষা উত্থুপ এখনো বসে আছেন, বিশিষ্ট শিল্পী শুভা প্রসন্ন, সুবোধ সরকার, টেনিস আইকন জয়দীপ মুখার্জি, and several other former presidents of DKS, all very very important names. কলকাতা শহরের ক্রিম de la cream আজকে এখানে হাজির এই ফাংশনটার জন্যে, and only for one person, that is Leander Paes. এবার আমি মাননীয় শ্রী মন্ত্রী ক্রীড়ামন্ত্রী শ্রী অরূপ বিশ্বাসকে কিছু বলার জন্য অনুরোধ করছি।
শুভ সন্ধ্যা। সকলকে আন্তরিক অভিনন্দন জানাই, বিশেষ করে দক্ষিণ কলকাতা সংসদের সভাপতি এবং দেবাশিস কুমার মাননীয় বিধায়ক তথা উপমুখ্য সচেতক পশ্চিমবঙ্গ বিধানসভার, এবং এই ডিকেএস ক্লাবের প্রাণ পুরুষ, অনেকে অ্যাজ এ অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটর ঋষি মোদির কথা বলেন, কিন্তু আমি তার সঙ্গে কখনো আমার সাক্ষাৎ হয়নি, দূর থেকেই তাকে দেখেছি। কিন্তু আমার মনে হয় কলকাতায় একটা ঋষি মোদি আছেন, যিনি তার দক্ষতায় একটা ক্লাবকে কোথায় নিয়ে যেতে পারেন সেটা কিন্তু আমাদের সোনাদা, সকলের আদরের সোনাদা, সেটা প্রমাণ করেছে। আজকে যে মানুষটাকে নিয়ে আজকে আমাদের এত কিছু, তার সম্বর্ধনা, সকলের ভালোবাসা উজাড় করে তিনি পাচ্ছেন, তার কারণ তিনি সবার আগে ভারতবর্ষের জাতীয় পতাকাকে সবার আগে উড্ডীন করেছেন, ভারতবর্ষের তেরঙ্গা পতাকাকে। লিয়েন্ডার পেজ শুধু 20টা গ্র্যান্ড স্ল্যাম নয়, 7টা অলিম্পিক নয়, ডেভিস কাপেও ভারতবর্ষের তেরঙ্গা তিনি উড়িয়েছেন। আমি লিয়েন্ডারের খেলা দেখি অনেক সময় থেকেই, এবং ওর সঙ্গে আমার ব্যক্তিগত পরিচয় এবং ওর পরিবারের সঙ্গেও, বাবার সঙ্গে আমার খুব ব্যক্তিগত সম্পর্ক ছিল। কিন্তু আমার সব থেকে ভালো লাগে লিয়েন্ডার অস্ট্রেলিয়ান ওপেন খেলুক, ফ্রেঞ্চ ওপেন খেলুক, উইম্বলডন খেলুক, কিন্তু লিয়েন্ডার যখন ডেভিস কাপ খেলতো তখন ডিফারেন্ট লিয়েন্ডারকে পেতাম, যাতে মনে হচ্ছে ভারতবর্ষকে স্বাধীন করার জন্য সেনারা যেভাবে জীবন দিয়ে লড়াই করতেন, ডেভিস কাপে দেখেছি জীবন দিয়ে লড়াই করে ভারতবর্ষের পতাকাকে উড্ডীন করতে। কিন্তু একটা কথা ঠিক, আমরা ক্রিকেট নিয়ে অনেক মাথাচাড়া করি, ক্রিকেট নিয়ে আমাদের বহুত উন্মাদনা। আজকে ক্রিকেট মানেই প্রচুর কিছু, প্রচুর পয়সা, প্রচুর প্রচার, প্রচুর বিজ্ঞাপন, কিন্তু ক্রিকেট খেলে কটা দেশ? ক্রিকেট খেলে মাত্র 24টা দেশ। মেন প্লেইং কান্ট্রি কটা? যেটা মূল দেশ 8টা, আর সব মিলিয়ে এখন খেলে 24টা। আর টেনিস খেলে কত লোক? 214টা দেশ টেনিস খেলে। তো 214-এর মধ্যে লড়াই করে আজকে যে এতগুলো পদক জিতেছেন, আমার মনে হয় কোনো সন্দেহ নেই ভারতবর্ষের সর্বকালের সেরা খেলোয়াড় যদি কেউ হন, তার নাম লিয়েন্ডার পেজ। অবশ্যই ফুটবল অনেক বেশি দেশ খেলে, কিন্তু ফুটবলে আমরা একবার এশিয়ান গেমসে সোনা ছাড়া আমরা সেইভাবে কোনো নজর কাটতে পারিনি। ফলে টেনিসে কিন্তু ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল প্লেয়ার হিসেবে আজকে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ দেখিয়ে দিয়েছে। আমরা অনেকে বলি ও 24 বছর ধরে খেলেছে, কিন্তু আমার মনে হয় যে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ 30 বছর ধরে একই স্পেসে, একই জায়গায়, একই ফিটনেসে খেলেছে। যদি আমাকে কেউ জিজ্ঞেস করে যে লিয়েন্ডার পেজের ইউএসপি কি, আমি বলবো ওর ফিটনেস। এত বড় ফিটনেস আমার মনে হয় খুব কম প্লেয়ারের ভারতবর্ষে কেন সারা পৃথিবীতে আছে। ফিটনেস কাকে বলে এটা শিখতে হয়। আমি শুধু লিয়েন্ডারকে বলবো এই প্রজন্মের খেলোয়াড়দের কাছে একটা সিক্রেট বলা যে তুমি কি খাও সেটা অন্তত এই প্লেয়ারদের কাছে একটু জানিয়ে দেবে, হয়তো তারাও এই ফিটনেস হতে পারে। 4টে গেম, পরের ম্যাচে প্লেয়ারটা খেলতে পারবেন না, কেন? তিনি আহত হয়েছেন। আমি কোনোদিনও শুনিনি লিয়েন্ডার পেজ আহত হয়েছে একটা ম্যাচ তিনি ড্রপ হবেন। তো আমার মনে হয় কিন্তু এটা ঠিক যে লিয়েন্ডারকে অনেক কিছু দেওয়ার আছে। লিয়েন্ডারকে দেশ দিয়েছে অনেক কিছু, মানুষ দিয়েছে অনেক ভালোবাসা, কিন্তু লিয়েন্ডারকেও অনেক ফিরিয়ে দিতে হবে। শুধু একটা লিয়েন্ডার নিয়ে বাংলা কখনো গর্বিত হতে পারে না, দেশ কখনো গর্বিত হতে পারে না। লিয়েন্ডারকে আরও অনেক লিয়েন্ডারকে তৈরি করতে হবে। ফলে আমি বলবো যদি লিয়েন্ডার আগামীকাল থেকেই আরও কিছু লিয়েন্ডার তৈরি করার কারখানায় কারিগরে যদি যুক্ত হন, তাহলেই আমার মনে হয় দিবে আর নিবে, মিলাবে মিলিবে, যাবে না ফিরে এই ভারতের মহামানবের সাগর তীরে। শুধু একেবারে আমার খুব কাছের ছোট ভাইয়ের মতো দাদা ভাই, আজকের এই শুভ দিনে এত আনন্দ অনুষ্ঠানে হয়তো আমাকে তেমন কিছুই দেবার নেই, কিন্তু রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুরের ভাষায় একটা কথাই বলতে পারি, রিক্ত আমি, সিক্ত আমি, দেওয়ার কিছুই নাই, আছে শুধু ভালোবাসা, দিলাম শুধু তাই।
অনেক ধন্যবাদ মাননীয় ক্রীড়ামন্ত্রী, এবং সত্যি বললেন যে ফিটনেস ইজ দ্য কি টু লিয়েন্ডার সাকসেস। এক এক সময় মনে হয় যে জসপ্রীত বুমরাকে বেঙ্গালুরু এনসিএতে না পাঠিয়ে লিয়েন্ডার পেজের কাছে পাঠানো উচিত। এবারে মাননীয় শ্রী দেবাশিস কুমার।
নমস্কার, শুভ সন্ধ্যা। আজকে ভারতবর্ষের সর্বকালের অন্যতম শ্রেষ্ঠ ক্রীড়া নক্ষত্র লিয়েন্ডার পেজের এই সম্বর্ধনা অনুষ্ঠানে যারা এসছেন তাদের সকলকে স্বাগত। আমরা সবাই আমরা জানি যে লিয়েন্ডার মাইকেল মধুসূদন দত্তের বংশের তার প্রপিতামহ। মাইকেল নিজেও ছিলেন একজন ব্যতিক্রমী মানুষ। মাইকেল যখন সবাই একদিকে স্রোতের দিকে গা ভাসায়, মাইকেল তার বিপরীতে। আমরা যখন রাম রাম করছি তখন মাইকেল মেঘনাদ বধ কাব্য লিখে বলছেন, রাবণ শ্বশুর মম মেঘনাদ তব স্বামী, আমি কি ডরাই কবু ভিখারি রাঘবে। এ কথা বলার স্পর্ধা দেখিয়েছিলেন মাইকেল মধুসূদন দত্ত। তারই বংশে লিয়েন্ডার যে ব্যতিক্রমী হবেন এই নিয়ে কোনো সন্দেহ নেই। সেই ব্যতিক্রমী লিয়েন্ডার পেজ কটা পদক জিতেছেন নিশ্চয়ই বড়, কিন্তু আমার কাছে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ আত্মবিশ্বাসের নাম, যে আত্মবিশ্বাস ভারতবর্ষকে জাগ্রত করতে পারে। আমার কাছে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ শুধু একজন ক্রীড়া জগতের নক্ষত্র নন, আমার কাছে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ জাতীয়তাবাদের প্রতীক, যিনি বিশ্বের দরবারে ভারতবর্ষের পতাকাকে বারবার উড্ডীয়ন করেছেন। বক্তব্যকে দীর্ঘায়িত করব না, শুধু এটুকুনি অরূপ যেটা বলেছেন আমাদের মাননীয় মন্ত্রী, লিয়েন্ডার পেজ কিংবদন্তি হয়ে গেছেন। পৃথিবীর ইতিহাসে যতদিন টেনিস থাকবে ততদিন লিয়েন্ডার পেজ বেঁচে থাকবেন, এই নিয়ে কোনো দ্বিমত নেই। কিন্তু আগামী দিনে আরও অনেক লিয়েন্ডার পেজ তৈরি করার দায়িত্ব আজকে লিয়েন্ডারকে নিতে হবে। এটাই কিন্তু আজকের মূল মন্ত্র আমাদের হওয়া উচিত। আমি সকলকে যারা এখানে এসছেন সকলকে ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে, অসম্ভব ভালো অভিজিৎ দাকে, ভালো এভিটা খুব সুন্দর হয়েছে তার মেকিং, তাকেও আমার ধন্যবাদ। সুভদ্রার কবিতা খুব, সুভদ্রার আমাকে আসার আগেই বলছিলেন যে রাত জেগে লিখেছি কবিতা, এটা গৌতমের কথায়। তাই সবাইকে যারা এই যজ্ঞের সঙ্গে জড়িয়ে আছেন তাদের প্রত্যেককে আমার ধন্যবাদ। আর এই যজ্ঞের যিনি প্রধান যাজ্ঞিক তার নাম হিরণময় চট্টোপাধ্যায়, তাকে আমার অনেক অনেক শ্রদ্ধা। নমস্কার।
শ্রী দেবাশিস কুমারকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ। আমরা যেহেতু ঘরের লোক অনেক সময় লৌকিকতা আনুষ্ঠানিকতা থেকে একটু দূরে সরে যাই, কিন্তু আমরা আজকে রাত্রিরে সেটা থেকে বিচ্যুত হব না। তাই দেবাশিস কুমারকে একটু আনুষ্ঠানিক সম্বর্ধনা জানাতে, মানে তার হাতে স্মারক তুলে দিতে আমি বিটিএ ট্রেজারার শ্রী কেতন শেঠ এবং ডিকেএসএ গ্রাউন্ড সেক্রেটারি শ্রী প্রকাশ গুরনানিকে একটু মঞ্চে ডাকছি। খুব ছোট্ট 1 সেকেন্ডের অনুষ্ঠান। প্রকাশ অন স্টেজ প্লিজ। দেবাশিস কুমার এই ক্লাবের খুব পপুলার সেক্রেটারি। আপনারা যারা হয়তো এই ক্লাবে নিয়মিত আসেন না, আজকে অনুষ্ঠানে এসছেন, তাদের বলি প্রকাশ্য অথবা গোপন যে কোনো ব্যালটে হলেই উনি সাংঘাতিক ভোটে জিতবেন। প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বীর জামানত জব্দ হবে, অ্যাকচুয়ালি প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বী কেউ দাঁড়াবেই না। এবার আমি যাকে বলতে ডাকবো তার আগে বলি যে with Leander Paes around there could always be news round the corner. আমার এত বছরের অভিজ্ঞতা তাই বলে। সো হু নোজ আগামী কয়েক মিনিটে আবার নতুন কোনো খবর তৈরি হবে কিনা। আমি এই ডিকেএস ক্লাবের যিনি হার্টবিট সেই সেক্রেটারি হিরণময় চ্যাটার্জিকে বলার জন্য ডাকছি, হু ইজ ইনসিডেন্টলি দ্য প্রেসিডেন্ট অফ বেঙ্গল টেনিস অ্যাসোসিয়েশন। হিরণময় চ্যাটার্জি প্লিজ।
Thank you, Gautam. Good evening, friends. On behalf of the Samshad, first I'd like to thank all of you for being with us tonight, accepting our invitation and being with us tonight to witness this glorious event. It's been a long wait for us because Leander couldn't give us time. He was moving around the world. So we had to wait to give him this felicitation. So we took the opportunity to jointly give this felicitation between Bengal Tennis Association and DKS. My relationship with Leander is like a father-son relationship. We've shared a lot of time together, spent many years together. I've been through his career, and it's very nostalgic also for me because he gets emotional at times while talking to me, and maybe I'll also get emotional while talking about him. Please pardon me if I do. Now coming back to Leander, there's such a lot of good things to talk about Leander. But I'll talk about an anxious moment that we all went through first, and then I'll take you to the other aspects of Leander's achievement. 1985, Leander was diagnosed with a ailment, a career-threatening ailment, and Wes at that time went to his mentor, his teacher, Dr. Joyanta Sen, to check how do we go about it. And the doctors at that time had said that this man will never be an athlete. And the champion that he is, he fought it all throughout, and he is the champion what he is today. Ladies and gentlemen, he was born a champion, and he'll be a champion. He has finished one innings of his playing career. Now he is stepping into the second part of his career. But before I get to all that, let me tell you, he is the king of Davis Cup. He is known as the king of Davis Cup. Davis Cup happens to be the World Cup of tennis. And there's no man who has done better than him in Davis Cup. He has broken a 64-year-old record held by Nicola Petrangeli for the highest number of matches won. He has broken that record and holds that record. He also holds the record of the highest number of Davis Cup matches played. So who could be the king of Davis Cup? He is held as the king of Davis Cup, for which he went into the Hall of Fame. No Indian could go into the Hall of Fame in the playing category, and he has gone into the Hall of Fame in the playing category. Let me tell you, he deserves every bit of it. Every bit of it, he deserves it. He is the first Indian to bring an Olympic medal in an individual sport. He is the only Indian to have played 7 Olympics, 27 years of that highest standard being maintained by someone is remarkable. Hats off to you, Leander. It's an honor actually, for us to be here and talk about Leander. He's such a great champion that it's very hard to describe that how he did it. What was the feeling he went through all these years? People start having stress within 1-2 years, and he's gone through stress for so many years, and yet he's been able to achieve so much. But ladies and gentlemen, now let me tell you, it doesn't end here. A champion will remain a champion, and I've been looking after tennis for a very long time. Since 1991, I've been managing tennis in this country. From 1991 to 1996, me and Papu, we went around the country and held the entire junior circuit. Thereafter, I went into administration. Then later on, I headed the federation, and now still I'm the vice president sports, which is the most important position in the All India Tennis Association. And here in Bengal, I hold the presidentship of the Bengal Tennis Association. It's high time that the baton needs to be handed over to someone. And ladies and gentlemen, let me make this wonderful announcement that this year I would be handing over the baton of the presidentship of the Bengal Tennis Association to no other fitting person than Leander Paes. Leander Paes. Me, Papu and the rest in Bengal tennis, we worked very hard. We created a new complex, which is a state-of-the-art complex. Our dream was to produce many Leanders. That dream is unfulfilled. Papu agrees, I agree, it's unfulfilled. And that's the reason I think maybe we don't know how to prepare a champion, or we don't know how to make another Leander. That was the prime reason for me to give the responsibility to Leander to create more Leanders for us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hiranmay Chatterjee. So you broke the news. মিডিয়ার যারা বন্ধুরা আছেন তারা একটা ব্রেকিং নিউজ পেয়ে গেলেন যে লিয়েন্ডার পেজও এখন স্পোর্টস অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশনে। উই হ্যাভ হ্যাড সৌরভ গাঙ্গুলি ডুইং ইট ফিউ ইয়ার্স এগো। সৌরভের পর এবার লিয়েন্ডারও প্রশাসনে চলেন, অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশনে। আই এম ডিরেক্টলি দ্য প্রেসিডেন্ট অফ বেঙ্গল টেনিস অ্যাসোসিয়েশন, আর মে আই ওয়েলকাম দ্য ফিউচার প্রেসিডেন্ট অফ বেঙ্গল টেনিস অ্যাসোসিয়েশন মিস্টার লিয়েন্ডার পেজ টু অফার হিজ থটস।
Thanks, Gautam Da. Namaskar, good evening, everyone. For all of you all who know me, you'll know how embarrassed I am at the moment. It is such a great honor to have my family, the heroes that I grew up in front of, all the champions that made me who I am today, to have the Honorable Sports Minister, who is so gracious in the way that he conducts himself and so full of support. Tonight is a very special night because everything started off for me right here in Kolkata. There is a great English saying that it takes a village to create a champion. Well, actually, it takes a community. And I wouldn't be anything of who I am without the city of joy, Kolkata. Tonight, I'd like to bow my head in gratitude to so many people. Whether it's my parents, whether it's my sisters, whether it's my family. But there are few things that I would like to say tonight. One is, I humbly contradict what one of my heroes, Shonada, has just said. Papuda and Shonada are the backbones of the Bengal Tennis Association. From 2003, when they started the Bengal Tennis Association under the guidance of the West Bengal Sports Ministry and moved to Salt Lake, they have not only run a beautiful outfit, a profitable outfit, an outfit that is dedicated to producing champions out of Bengal. And where my contradiction lies, you produced me. I wouldn't be who I am without Shona Chatterjee or Papuda. Growing up at South Club, growing up at the CCNFC, DI, right here at DKS was where I first broke through in the men's tournament. I played Zishan Ali on one of my favorite grass courts right there in the semi-finals. And I played one of my young champions, Enrico Piperno, who's with us here, in the finals. Rico was my coach, my traveling companion, and a confidant. And I'd like to say thank you to Rico for all the years of support, guidance, and for helping me become who I've become. With Shona Chatterjee and Papuda, when they first came to me a few years ago and asked me to be part of Bengal Tennis Association, I said to Shonada that I don't need a seat. Let me stand behind you and support. Administration is something they are so good at. And not every athlete is great at administration. So give me the opportunity to learn. And they were very gracious. They did just that. They got me into the Bengal Tennis Association. They got me into learning how player development was done, how it was run. And tonight I'd like to thank the entire Bengal Tennis Association board, committee, and everybody behind the scenes. All the gentlemen and ladies who are standing right here for such a wonderful felicitation tonight. I'm really humbled by your grace, by your class, and also say that you're very brave to have me at the helm of it, because we're going to be working really, really hard. We're going to be working really hard to carry out a dream that Shona Chatterjee and Papuda have had. You know, it's one thing to get put in a seat, and my wonderful dear friend right here, Orupda, would agree. It's one thing to be put in a seat of power. But the responsibility of that power in a democracy so large is very important to do good work. So Shonada, Papuda, the entire Bengal Tennis Association, I bow my head in gratitude for this great honor, and I shall work with you, under you, and for you to make sure that Shona Chatterjee and Papuda's dream comes true, that we develop young champions out of the city of joy who get to play at Wimbledon and who get to play with the Tiranga on their sleeve. It's been an amazing journey. from June 17th, 1973 to today, getting inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame, class of 2024. I would like to take this opportunity to bow my head to my late father, Dr. Leander Paes, for being my North Star, my guiding light, and being the inspiration behind who I am. Till today, Dad, you motivate me, you inspire me to make our world a better place. I'd like to thank my mother, Jennifer, for her genetic quick twitch fibers, for her passion in my sport. And I'd also like to thank my stepmother, Juliana, who bought my first tennis racket for me. In the 80s, my mother, Juliana, bought me a lobster racket from Thailand, when in India, the best we could get in Calcutta was a wooden racket from GK Sports. My mother, Juliana, stood by my dad, stood by my sisters, and stood by me. She's been with me through many Olympics. She's been with me through Grand Slams. She's been with me through many Davis Cups. And I wouldn't be who I am without my mother, Juliana, who I was so proud that she actually, on her broad shoulders, brought my dad to Newport Hall of Fame so that we could celebrate India at the Hall of Fame. Thank you, Juliana. Tonight, I have a very special family member with me tonight, the eldest of us three, Jacqueline. Jackie keeps bragging that she used to beat me at tennis when I was a kid, but I must say I was about 3 years old at the time. But she did play great tennis. And for Jackie and Maria, who always had to hear about Leander doing this and Leander winning that and Leander's timings and Leander's this, I wouldn't be who I am without you, Jax. What you have done for me, what you have done for our family, and what you have done for Dad. I called Jackie in early November 2024 and I said, I need your help, because Baba was in his 20th year of Parkinson's. In less than 12 hours, Jackie was back home from London and having lunch with me at home. And she stayed here for 4 months, nursing our father and giving him the best quality of life our family could give. I do say this, Jax. You worked with Dad through sports medicine. You worked with Dad at Paes and Sport. You worked with the Bengal Tennis Association, thanks to Papuda and thanks to Shonada. And tonight, as I receive this wonderful, gracious accolade of being at the helm of Bengal tennis, I humbly request you to join us in building champions here in our very own city of joy. You know, I saw the children out here earlier today and it reminded me of when I was a young child. It reminded me of the strength of our community is our sports clubs. The strength of our community is how all of us grew up as children playing in our sports clubs. To all the parents who took up memberships at these amazing sports clubs, all of us got a chance to build friendships, learn skills, learn how to lose gracefully, learn how to win gracefully. But the most important thing that we learned was community. And in that, I want to thank the DKS Sports Club for this gracious honor tonight, because I first played here when this beautiful building was actually a ground floor alone. It had one carom board under a light outside. It had a cute little locker room on the inside, but it had the finest grass courts right there. I'm undefeated on those grass courts. And what Shona Chatterjee and the DKS community have been able to do by first developing lights on the clay courts, the very same clay courts we sit and stand on, a swimming pool with one of the finest food and beverages in the city. The food here is excellent. Redoing the courts that I love playing on, and putting a very, very fancy clubhouse building with rooms, boardrooms, library that boasts of books right up to Rabindranath Tagore. The architecture of this place, Shonada, and the interiors, which was done by Mrs. Chatterjee, is something to marvel at, and you at DKS here are a guiding light on how a sports club can be run in a wonderful, classy and profitable way. I'd like to congratulate you for such a marvelous job, and your entire DKS club for such a wonderful job here. One of the specialities of Shonaja is always to see that the mathematics of the club works. And one of his favorite projects was on the facade of this building. They've put a digital marketing and advertising board. Whenever you drive past this Goriahat crossing, you will see how beautifully this is done there. Shonada, you've been a guiding light, you've been a North Star, you've been a father figure to me, you've been someone who inspires me. I can guarantee you that India holds the world record in Davis Cup because of you. You have sent Amalis from South Club to Bombay to live under the CCI club and design 3 tennis courts on the outskirts of a cricket field where India beat Pakistan. The Pakistani boys thought they could come to India here and beat us on our home turf. And at 2 matches all, they thought they were close. But they didn't know that this wonderful man had prepared a grass court for me. I went on to that 5th match, was 2 sets to love up, got full body cramps because I hadn't played singles for 4.5 years. And at that point, Baba was on the side and I said, Dad, I'm really struggling. I got full body cramps. And he taught me some of his magic of hydration and sports science. And in the 5th set, every single point that I looked to the side, Shona Chatterjee was sitting right there. And he was egging me on. Come on, Lee, let's go. Come on, Lee, let's go. This Davis Cup world record has your name on it. And tonight, if I could take 1 minute to do something special for someone who has given me everything of what he had, beyond what anyone thought that he could give. When I got inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame, I was given a couple pins to give to people that made me who I am. I have got 1 pin tonight which embodies what sports is about. It embodies the International Tennis Hall of Fame. And Shonada, if I can humbly request you to come up here and receive this and be a part of the International Tennis Hall of Fame along with me. Tonight, there's another champion that I wouldn't be who I am. She was the first rock star, the first lady with a big bindi and a Kanchivaram sari that taught me how motherhood is done, who gave me umpteen number of Lamatinia ties because I would keep chewing my tie, who made sure that my tiffin box had exactly the same goodies as Sunny and Anjali. A lady who taught me how to entertain a crowd with a mic in hand. A lady who taught me how to stand on a stage and be comfortable in front of these big hot lights. A lady who taught me that class and grace and humanity never goes out of style. A lady who so graciously took the time today to give up going to a James Bond recording of a song that she will sing, to come here and as usual put family first, to be the mother that she's always been. Uncle Jani, Sunny, Anjali, our family. You are a mother to me, but you are my North Star. You are my hero, you are my champion. I'm going to come to you because I would like you to be part of the International Tennis Hall of Fame with us.
What a moment you're witnessing. Please give them a thunderous applause. You will not get to see this. It's not a created event. None of us knew about it. It's just Leander Paes does magic wherever he goes.
I've got to thank every single one of you for being with us today. But I must say that I'm tremendously inspired to empower 250 million children over the next 20 years through sport. Taking up this position at the Bengal Tennis Association is the start of a journey. It's the start of the second innings of LP. It's something that's been inspired by my heroes, by my North Stars. And along with my team at Flying Man Ventures, I've got Apurva here, who's my CEO, and we are building out a team where today we have taken up a project in Odisha. It is 250 acres. We've got 80,000 children, 40,000 tribal children, and 40,000 children that represent 22 countries. We've got 20,000 staff there. It's the first of its kind of a Flying Man Olympic Academy. This is something that we're going to incorporate, where sports and education come together to empower our youth. I feel that in a country like India, which is so populated at 1.4 billion, that if we use education and sport and bring that together with Baba's knowledge of sports science, and we empower our children not just to stand on a podium, but also to learn curriculum where they get certification to get jobs. I feel most people are looking at the top of the pyramid. For every 10 crores and every 50 crores and every 100 crores, what return can you get back? My focus is at the bottom of the pyramid, at the grassroots level. And if we can move 250 million children over the next 20 years and empower them to put food on their table and roofs over their houses, my ambition is to move the GDP of India, the bottom level, up by 5%. I'm very blessed to have some amazing relationships with every one of you, and I humbly request that we join together to empower our children in our community. I will be calling on you. I will be looking for your support, but it's not going to be a one-way road. There's going to be some great rewards for all of us. Because the last time I checked in tennis, it said love all, and in doubles, it was a win-win. I'd like to bow my head to our Honorable Sports Minister today for being with us, Orupda. I'd like to honor all our dignitaries. I'd like to honor my champions that I grew up in front of, Uncle Jaideep Mukherjee, Uncle Jaideep's brother, Uncle Chiro, motivated my father to put me into tennis rather than football. Uncle Jaideep, I'd like to thank you for being a great Davis Cup captain for me. We've had some great memorable wins, especially the one in Jaipur against the Dutch. I appreciate your years of support. And to every single one of you out here today, I bow my head in gratitude for being here with us today, and I look forward to the next decade ahead of us, that we empower our children through sport and education. God bless everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leander. It has always been lovely, and tonight is not an exception. লিয়েন্ডারকে আমি একটু স্টেজে থেকে যাওয়ার জন্য বলছি, কারণ একটা ইন্টারাকশন লিয়েন্ডারের সঙ্গে আমরা ছোট ইন্টারাকশন করতে চাই। কিছু কিছু প্রশ্ন লিয়েন্ডারকে করার আছে, যেগুলো আমার মনে হয় আপনাদের শুনতে ভালো লাগবে। প্রত্যেক দিন তো লিয়েন্ডার পেসকে পাওয়া যাবে না, সো দিস ইজ অ্যান অপরচুনিটি, গড গিফটেড অপরচুনিটি, অ্যান্ড উই মাস্ট মেক দ্য বেস্ট ইউজ অফ ইট। বাট উই ওয়ন্ট হোল্ড ইউ ফর লং, অ্যাট এ শর্ট ইন্টারাকশন, অ্যান্ড আপনারা যারা আছেন যদি একটু সেটেল ডাউন করেন, we can start the interaction right away. He says it's এত দূর থেকে ভালো হবে না, ভালো হবে না, দূর থেকে কাছেই আছে, কাছে গিয়ে করব। Can we start please right away? একটু প্লিজ সেটেল ডাউন করে যান। আমাদের একটা ব্রিফ ইন্টারাকশন আছে উইথ লিয়েন্ডার পেজ, এই অপরচুনিটি ছাড়বেন না। Kindly to settle down করে যাবেন, another 15-20 minutes before we say goodbye, but আর প্রেসের বন্ধুদের জানাই যে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ আজকে অবভিয়াসলি খবরে অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশনে জয়েন করেছেন। শেষ হওয়ার পর এখানে ওভারভিউ বলে একটা রুম আছে, ওভারভিউতে লিয়েন্ডার পেজ আপনাদের সঙ্গে কিছুক্ষণ কথা বলবেন। সো আপনারা যারা মিডিয়া থেকে এসছেন একটু ওভারভিউতে ওয়েট করবেন, যদি ক্যামেরা থাকে প্লিজ ওখানে ক্যামেরা সেট আপ করে নিতে পারেন। ওভারভিউতে উই উইল কাম ব্যাক উইথ ইউ। Yes, Leander, how did the evening go?
You know, it's really special to be in front of your people and in front of your own family and be able to not just inspire but also be inspired. You know, that was something that through my career you and me have grown up together. Through your career I have blossomed. But I think it's also a great responsibility now to encourage the youngsters to build champions.
You know, I really feel nostalgic, Leander, today here. I remember chasing you as a 16-year-old boy for a cover story, spent the entire day with you, and here you are. The clock has truly turned full circle.
Yes, first I got to say how proud of you I am, because we've done Olympics together, we've done Davis Cups together. You have always encouraged me through my career, and even today in this decision of joining the Bengal Tennis Association, I look forward to your support to nurturing Bengal champions.
You know, it's never been easy for players who eventually turned administrators, because it's a completely different ball game. Would you be speaking to your good friend Saurabh Ganguly and ask for some tips?
100%. I think that's the beauty of being so close. Saurabh and myself trained together in 1991, 1992, 1993 at the Salt Lake Stadium here. And we built a very, very close bond, because whether he was playing at Lord's or whether I was playing at Wimbledon, we always followed each other's career and always sent each other encouragement messages. I think Saurabh has been a fantastic captain for India. He's also shown that we Indian boys can also play with a lot of passion and grit. And through his tenure at BCCI and at the CAB, he has shown how athletes can be good administrators too. So in that, I 100% will be leaning on him, as I always do in our friendship. We always go back and forth to support each other. But the unique part is also that it's our way of giving back to Indian sport. It's our way of putting together the knowledge that we have garnered over the last 4 decades and putting that into place along with, see, we can't do it alone, right? So whether it's the CAB for him or whether it's the BTA or the AITA for me, it's about doing it with the board, the committee, the people who have been doing it for so many years. So I'm very lucky that I've had 2 great pillars of the Bengal Tennis Association in Shona Chatterjee and Papuda, because they started the dream. And now it's up to me to continue that dream.
Can we have some hygiene, please? Ektu boddo awaj hocche. It's not every day that you get to see a world champion sitting to you and speaking to you directly. Ektu please, ektu noise ta kom hole সবার ভালো হয়। লিয়েন্ডার, সৌরভের কথা বলতে গিয়ে মনে পড়লো যে এখানে I was interviewing you and Saurabh এখানে, and I asked you যে মেলবোর্নে একটা রাত্রিরে দেখছিলাম যে তোমরা একটু বেরোনোর কথা ভাবছিলে, তখন তুমি আমায় বললে যে তোমরা নিজেদের বাবা মার কথা বলছিলে। You were talking about your parents. How wonderful, I thought. And then I went back home and then I was reminding myself that both of them were wearing shoes. They were just starting to go out. তোমরা কি বেরিয়ে গিয়ে বাবা মার কথা ভাবছিলে ঘরের বাইরে বেরিয়ে?
I think you've always checked on as to whether Saurabh and me were going out to have dinner or have a drink or go out to listen to music. But one of the things that both of us hold very dearly is our heritage and our roots. And in that, Saurabh will always have my support. And I know that I will always have his.
I suspect you are a bit of a guide to him in Melbourne nightclubs.
You know, when you're traveling and playing, you don't have much time, you know, to do entertainment stuff. because the level of sport that we're playing at is supremely high. You know, it's one thing if you want to have a career that lasts 5 years or 8 years. It's another thing if you want to be a champion. It's another thing if you want to be a World Cup champion or a Wimbledon champion. It's a different level if you want to be the greatest of all time. And in that takes a lot of dedication, that takes a lot of patience, that takes a lot of hard work. But that also takes a lifestyle, you know. And I feel that both Saurav and myself are one of the few who have proven that from the state of Bengal we can be champions. And now that we're taking over the roles that we are, those are big responsibilities, because everyone will be looking at us to see whether we fail, to see whether we can do administration, to see whether we got our numbers and our mathematics in order, to see whether we know the constitution of our association or also the constitution of India. Just as the sports bill that just got passed in the Supreme Court has kind of changed the game. So for me, I can personally speak of my colleagues at the Bengal Tennis Association who sit here right in front, who have given me this wonderful evening, and I'm so grateful to them. I will only be as good as I am, or Saurav will only be as good as he is in the CAB, which will be determined by our board and our committee and our team that we build. Now, it's unique that both of us are team players, that we select the right people to do the right job. I think that in that, I'm blessed that Shona Chatterjee and Papuda have actually picked a fantastic team at BTA. And it shows what a great job they've been doing already. So my job now is to bring in young blood, bring in young people who have their ears and eyes and feel the pulse of Indian tennis, feel the pulse of Bengal tennis. And one young lady is sitting with us today, Shivika Burman, who's a second generation tennis player in the city. And Shivika's the perfect role model for how women can lead at the front. I'm so proud to see our young ladies from West Bengal, our young Indian women shine on the world stage. Not just in tennis alone, not just like Sania did or Ankita did, like the young ones are doing now, but also in every field, whether it's in business, whether it's in banking, whether it's in law, whether it's in medicine, whether it's in any field. I think that Indian women are supremely talented. And I'm humbly going to lean on Shivika to come and join us, to nurture young women athletes from West Bengal to play at Wimbledon, to play for India in the Federation Cup, and to shine and do our country proud.
Leander, I remember asking you, you were trying your hand in Hindi movies. এই ঘটনাটা শুনবেন খুব মজার। লিয়েন্ডারকে বম্বেতে ইন্টারভিউ করতে গেছি, and I heard that যে লিয়েন্ডার বলিউডে অভিনয় করবেন। So I asked him, Lee, what is your goal? You want to win a Filmfare? He said, Filmfare? Why talk about Filmfare? Why aren't you talking about Oscar? This is what Leander Paes for. And then he said, Shah Rukh Khaner boyesh koto? I said in the mid-40s, then he was in the mid-40s. Amir Khaner boyesh koto? Mid-40s. Salman Khan koto? Oi rokomi. I am also in the mid-40s. If they can, why can't I? So that has been the Leander Paes mantra that chased the sky. But Leander, when you started off, there was so much of negativity around you in Kolkata, everywhere else, because you were not a typical, classical tennis player. You were so different. And you you broke the norm, you became a game changer. When you started off, how difficult it was to get past that kind of negativity, which was unbelievable.
You know, I think that for every no that you get in life, for every obstacle you face in life, for every challenge you face in life, if you had one pair of eyes, and that for me was my Baba's eyes, that looked at you with respect, looked at you with belief. And the uniqueness of Baba was that when I won matches, I couldn't find him. He was not there, he was preparing for the next match or the next challenge. But when I lost, or when I was defeated, or when I ran out of time and could not find a solution to a match, my Baba was the first person there to put his arm around me, grab my tennis rackets and say, come on, let's go. So I think that for a young Indian boy like myself, or for a young Indian girl like Shivika, our parents are the only people who we want to make proud first. And as Indian children, we look up to our parents so much that no matter how many doctors told me that I couldn't be a tennis player in 1985 because I was born with a mitral valve prolapse, or I had a knee injury of Osgood-Schlatter's, or that I was too short, or I didn't have technique, or I couldn't do this, or I had to live in locker rooms because I didn't have money. No matter how many obstacles there are, even today, the obstacles that are going to come up in front of me, I remember my Baba's eyes, because they were gentle, they were firm, they encouraged me, they believed in me.
Do you still speak to him?
100%. Every day. He lives around us. And also look at it, I was so blessed that at the age of 52, I still had my Baba around. How many young boys and girls at the age of 10 or 15 or 20 don't have their parents, or don't have that relationship with their parents? So God has been really kind with me to be able to live a life so full and big as a professional tennis player for 40 years. And then give me the chance to be able to look after him. Because if you think on the other side, right, in life there are always two sides of a coin. What if I had to look after Baba 25 years ago? I would 100% give up my tennis career and come home to Calcutta to look after him. But then I wouldn't be sitting on this stage with this Hall of Fame trophy. I'd have maybe 6 Grand Slams and 4 Olympics with me. It would not be the Hall of Famer. So I think how we look at life, Gautamda, is really important. Because my mental toughness coaches taught me that there are 360 degrees of angles of how you can look at life. And if in the first angle your viewpoint is wrong, where you can't see something, look at it your second. And if that's wrong, and look at it in your third, and if that's wrong, keep reinventing your mental game to be able to look at the one angle that can work. And that's all you need. While the whole world is finding excuses of how they cannot circumnavigate an obstacle to achieve success, we just have to find one angle. And that one angle, most of the time, is the obstacle itself. It's not circumnavigating, it's going right through it.
Okay, they say that tennis is the loneliest and the most cruel sport in this planet. You're all by yourself and no one actually cares for you. How did you get past that? In Germany, you had to spend one night inside a locker room. In US, you got mugged with several stitches on your body. How do you get past that? A 18-year-old boy, 20-year-old boy coming from Kolkata with no support, no financial support, no technological support. How does he cope up with the first world?
Because I was brought up in the city of joy. You know, in Bekbagan, where I grew up, it's a tough life.
Maidan made you tough, Kolkata Maidan?
Maidan makes you tough. When you go out there and you watch the huge crowds, you watch Salt Lake, 100,000 people, Eden Gardens, 100,000 people. You go to Mohun Bagan, East Bengal stadiums, you go to South Club during Davis Cup. But I think that champions are made from the grit of the streets that you grew up in. So I look at so many of my young friends who are here, who are amazingly talented youngsters, who also played in the Maidan, who also played football, hockey, cricket, tennis for our state. And today they're great citizens of our city. They've got gymnasiums, they've got sports academies, they do business to actually show on how the children of Calcutta can be successful. But the uniqueness of what I've learned is inclusivity. Is how to bring people together of varied strengths, varied talents, and stitch them together to build success.
Leander, now that you have come home, আমি লাস্ট কয়েকটা প্রশ্ন তোমায় বাংলায় করতে চাই, কারণ এরপর থেকে কনভারসেশনগুলো বাংলাতেই করতে হবে। আমি জানতে চাই যে কলকাতার কোনো বাজারে তুমি আজ অব্দি গেছো? কোনো মাছের বাজার, নিউ মার্কেট, কোথাও গেছো আজ অব্দি কোনো বাজারে?
আজই ইলিশ মাছ খেয়েছে।
ইলিশ মাছ খেয়েছো আজকে? ও মাই গড।
বেগবাগান একটা মার্কেট আছে ঢাঙ্গার বাজার।
কোথায় মার্কেট আছে?
বেগবাগানে
ওকে।
পার্ক সার্কাসে মিঠাই দোকান আছে আর ঢাঙ্গার বাজার আছে, ওখানে একদম ভালো ভালো ইলিশ মাছ পেয়েছে। তো ফর মি Bengali food is my favorite food in the world. No matter where I go, whether it's in New York City or London or Delhi or Bombay or wherever, I will find the Bengali market in Delhi. And I will go for my jalebis and my singharas, and the difference between a samosa and a singhara only a Kolkata person will know.
What about some fuchka around Vivekananda Park?
Yes, there are a few people in my family who love Russell Street puchka. And there are a few people in my family who love muri every night. And there's a Dr. Manoj Khanna who's...
He's sitting here and thinking, you ki bolche ki? Egulo to kheo champion hoyni.
Dr. Manoj Khanna will come and eat all the jalebis in the house and eat all the mishti doi in the house, and yet be so fit that he represents India in all these exotic locations, playing tennis in the seniors and the masters. And I must say that Calcutta has the best street food on the planet. It is the best in the world. In Bombay, they brag about their bhelpuri. In Delhi, they brag about their kebabs. In New York, they brag about their pizza. But in Kolkata, we get all of that and more. The street food of Kolkata is fantastic, and I can see the man who's responsible for my fitness. He's sitting in the front row. His name is Jay Williamson. And Jay asked me this morning whether I was going to miss training because of the function today, and I said, no, can I come in the afternoon? And Jay is one of the great footballers and the talents that we've had in our city. And I remember his father taking him out to the Maidan on the scooter. He had a Lambretta, if I'm not mistaken, back then. And Jay would run behind the Lambretta all the way from 6 Point Circle, Park Circus, all the way to the Maidan, pushing that Lambretta and back. And I've got to say thank you to Jay and his family for being family to me and to us. And his broad shoulders and his intelligence of sports science and how the body functions is how I stay fit, how I stay motivated. Because you can imagine after 40 years, Gautam, of seeing dumbbells and weights and machines and hydraulics and all these wearables that these kids wear today, of how it's difficult to motivate your mental game to get back in the gym.
Yes.
And it's thanks to this young man and his intelligence of how the body works and the sports science works, but also how to turn the lighting to a certain level or to get the music to a certain way, on how he encourages us or encourages me to stay fit. So through that, Jay, with all the work that we're doing, it'll be wonderful to build talent and to build champions together as a team.
Few more questions, Lee, before I let you go and your Man Friday, Apurva Sarkar takes over. We have at the AVs, we have seen some wonderful people, the world beaters talking about your game. What are the greatest life lessons that you've learned from them? From a Martina, from a Federer, from a Djokovic, what have you learned outside of the court, life lessons?
Humanity. It's amazing how every champion in any walk of life is a great human being. Whether you look at Mother Teresa, whether you look at Muhammad Ali, whether you look at a Nelson Mandela, whether you look at all the great athletes or business people or great world achievers, the one thread through all of them is how they're great human beings. And I think that is what the world needs today. We live in a very volatile geopolitical world today. If you look at politics around the world's in a very vulnerable position. Shivika has just returned from New York at the US Open, which is one of our favorite cities. And we were talking about how the Americas are going through such a tough time at the moment. We talk about the European Union, how that has collapsed. We talk about friends of mine who, Suhail and the gang who've come back from England, on how job scarcities there are trouble. And whether you look at the Ukrainian-Russia war, you look at Asia, you look at India, humanity is the way forward to be able to know your neighbor and support your neighbor, to be able to come together as a community and empower the community through the youth.
Can anyone offer a glass of water, please?
That is really important, is that if we all come together and unite together, we can all produce champions in multiple walks of life.
To jol deben please ekhane. And Leander, Sachin post-retirement was asked, does he miss the cricket bat, which has been the most important instrument all his life? He said more than that, he misses the chanting, Sachin, Sachin, every time he walks into the stadium. With you, the very first Davis Cup match I had covered, Delhi, that started chanting, go Leander, go. Do you miss that?
You know, I also got to bow my head to your wonderful wife, who so beautifully not just chanted, go Leander, go tonight for me. And it's been a few years since I've heard a crowd do that, but your oration skills, ma'am, and your warmth and the love that you showered on me today, and the way you so beautifully recited that poem touched my heart. To Dada, along with you, who recited that beautiful poem, thank you. I humbly bow my head in gratitude. And to your family, the years of support and the years of growing together through our careers, I'm looking forward to seeing it in my second innings, in your second innings, that we build champions together.
My third innings.
Your third innings, that we build champions together.
Surely, Leander. And finally, I saw you getting very, very emotional tonight. You. On this very clay courts, or the court just adjacent to this, 11-year boy had begun his journey. How does it feel? Do you pinch yourself to make sure that you are not dreaming?
Yes and no. Tonight is really special because there are so many people that had inspired me throughout my youth, my career, and one family in particular, the Mehta family, Uncle Numi, who's right in front here, who is one of the pillars of society but also the pillars of fitness. And Auntie Prochi, who was here earlier this evening, taught me about what Nike Air shoes were back in the late 70s, early 80s, when John McEnroe first came out with the McEnroe line of Nike Airs. Auntie Prochi, who is a marathon runner and a real fitness aficionado, brought Nike Airs into India. And I remember sitting at home, and Auntie Prochi came home, and I was studying these shoes, and they were so unique. Because for me at that point, I was wearing Bata Kids. But Auntie Prochi had the best of technology that the world could give. And the Mehta family, another young brother to me, Jahan, who's here, who I love playing sport with, love sharing the field with, who's actually a pillar of society that we youngsters have grown to parents, where we are the second generation who are trying to fit into big shoes. So in that, whether it's Jahan or Sanaya or the third generation with Neer and Samara, that whole Mehta family shows how fitness in your daily lifestyle can give you a better quality of life. It's not just only about standing on a podium or getting a World Cup trophy like a Dhoni or a Virat or, you know, a Wimbledon championships like a Federer or a Serena Williams. But fitness is a way of life. Fitness is for every single person. That if you get up and walk and do yoga and do meditation and eat right and drink right and sleep right and are conscientious about looking after your body as your own temple, then you will live a qualitative life which will allow you to achieve your goals. Because remember, we're not like a car or we're not like a mechanical machine. that we can just replace parts. As much as knee surgeries come around, as much as shoulder surgery and genetics and stem cell are working, but this is the one human body that you are given. So you got to look after it right. And I think the Mehta family are a great role models to the community on how family can come together early in the morning and train together and live together and inspire each other in the connectivity of the family unit.
That's so wonderful. Leander, finally, আজকে একটা কবিতা তোমার উপর brand new কবিতা has been written by none other than Subodh Sarkar, and we all know your heritage. So finally that dots between Michael Madhusudan Datto and Leander Paes got joined tonight. What do you have to say on that?
I'm very proud of my heritage. On one side, I've got pure Bengali Hindu blood. On the other side, I've got Christian Portuguese blood. But at the end of the day, I've got the Tiranga in my veins. And that's what matters to me. I feel that one of these things that I'm doing, as you have encouraged me, this young man, Gautam Da, has encouraged me to get more Desi. And I got very offended when he said it to me a few weeks ago. I said, I'm Desi, what do you mean get more Desi? He said, no, you've traveled the world, you speak French and Spanish and Italian and other languages as fluently as you speak English. But how about you brush up your Bangla grammar? How about you brush up your Hindi grammar? So that way you can spread the word through multiple Indian languages. You'll be proud to know that I'm now brushing up my Bangla and my Hindi, and in a few months' time, we will be doing exactly what we're doing in Bangla.
Oh, lovely. So,
and in that,
have you got a hold of a Bengali Twitter? Otherwise, I'll put out an ad to all the beautiful women wanting to date Leander Paes. You can also teach him Bangla.
And to get back to answering your question, whether it's any religion or any caste or any community, part of what I'm doing today is actually learning the Constitution of India from front to back and ingraining it so that through sports governance, we can actually empower children through youth. Because I think the Constitution of India is so beautifully written that should become the holy grail of our country and our community, is to give to the people what we have got through our sport.
Anyway, the next interview we do it in Bangla. Done deal. And now, may I invite Apurbo Sarkar, Leander's Man Friday, someone who travels with him day and night, onto the stage, please, for a few questions that you would ask Leander. All yours.
Thank you, Gautam Da. We'll keep this very short because there is hunger that is leading to restlessness, and Leander, we don't want people to become hangry, right? So the reason why this small segment is there is because there are parts of a champion which we don't get to know, and this small segment of about 5-10 minutes is about bringing out the human out of the champion, so that we all know that they are made different, but deep down inside they're like us. They have the same vulnerabilities, right? So all the children here, you may want to listen to this, because these are words that you'll not get to hear every evening. So before I start, a little bit of an interactive session. Question to the audience: how many of you know Rod Laver, have heard of Rod Laver? Hands up. Is there anyone who can tell me what record does Leander hold jointly with Rod Laver? They're the only two people to do that. Fantastic. Sir, your name? Shoptorshi Sarkar is absolutely right. Those who didn't hear, here is the answer. These are the only two tennis players in the history of the game to have won Wimbledon in 3 different decades. When we talk about longevity, this is what longevity is about. It's not 24 years. Leander, you've played for 39 years. You've seen highs and you've seen lows. Out of all the 18 senior Grand Slams that you won, you've actually played 36 finals. What was the difference in your mind? And this is important for children to know, for all of us to know. When you would win, go back to your hotel room in the night with the trophy in hand, and when you would miss the trophy and you'd go back to your room, how would your mindset be different on the two different occasions?
I think it was just an emotion. Because one of the things that my mental toughness coaches taught me was that even if you win a final on Sunday, on Monday morning you're starting from first round again. So whether you lose or you win are just two sides of the same coin. But if you had the perfect lifestyle, if you slept qualitatively, if you drank and hydrated yourself well, if you ate well, if I did my 10,000 skips every single night with a speed rope, if I did my abs, my stretching, my visualization, if I did my yoga, my meditation every single night, that the chances of me winning were greater than losing. So, Apurv, we didn't get much time to celebrate our wins. You win Wimbledon on a Sunday afternoon, you go to the Wimbledon ball on Sunday night, but on Monday morning you're heading off to Newport to play in the first round against an opponent who's been there for 5 days. So he's acclimatized better, he's got used to the conditions, he's got used to the courts, he's got used to the different playing conditions. And I think the hardest thing about tennis as an individual sport is that you didn't have 4 other guys on a team to lean on, or you didn't have 10 other guys on a team to lean on. No matter how much homework your coaches did, or your physios did, or your fitness trainer did, or your mental trainer did, at the end of the day, you had to get this body and this mind right to perform every single day. So winning and losing is two different sides of a coin. And if you could handle triumph and disaster just the same, then you lived a happy life. So today it's very surreal to have grown up in the streets of Kolkata and to come back almost full circle with family and community here, people that I love and who've loved me and shared so much of history over the last 52 years of my life. But just look how much happiness there is, how much opportunity that I have to bring happiness to others, to celebrate them, to be on stage and not talk about the Leander show, but to actually talk about these individuals who are pillars of our society, who are champions of our society. I think victory is done in the mind, victory is done in daily habits, victory is done in the essence of what you are as a human being. Kobe Bryant said it beautifully once. He said it wasn't about handling the defeats and celebrating the wins. It was about how beautifully and peacefully and smoothly you can live a qualitative life every single day that you live. And to think, not long after this interview that I'm narrating, he passed in a helicopter crash with his daughter. Life is so fragile. Life is so unpredictable. Apurva and myself were in Dubai last week, and there was an elderly lady of the people that we were working with. And me being me, I went up to the lady and I touched her feet and took blessings and took encouragement, and she was in a wheelchair. This afternoon we got a message from the son that that lady passed last night. I've also got to give tremendous love and gratitude to all the doctors that are here in the auditorium today. Dr. Manoj Khanna, who's one of my father's great friends. Dr. Panda, who's here with us, who held my Baba's hand when he took his last breaths. who informed our family that Papa was no more. These men and women in the medical fraternity are angels in our society. They're people of God. They're the ones who tirelessly, every day and every night, through every night shift, through every emergency, they come out there knowing that they have to win their match or perform the best they can. These are the angels of our society, and I'd like to thank all the medical fraternity, especially Dr. Manoj Khanna, Dr. Panda, Dr. Uncle Saria, who played such a big role in our community to look after us. So winning and losing is all in the mind, Apurva. It's how you handle it.
The last question coming up, but before that, another question for the audience, and you'll get a grand prize if you get this right. The grand prize will be a great applause. The question is, what is the record for the number of mixed doubles grand slams victories? What is the record? Yes. Is it 10? Are you asking me or telling me? 10. And who holds the record? Leander Paes. Are you asking me, telling me? Beta, what is your name? Sairanch. Sairanch, that is the absolutely right answer. Ladies and gentlemen, we saw 10 mixed double grand slams. What we didn't see is that this is a record in the open era held by Leander Paes jointly with Martina Navratilova. Saptarshida, you know all the answers. So, Leander, I'll go back to the poem that you quoted from, which is If by Rudyard Kipling. I know it is one of your favorite poems. You have this on the back of the chair that you sit on in the office. The one thing that anyone who's interacted with Leander, we all will agree that the humility of this man is unmatched. Right? He is so humble, he is so friendly with everyone, and that comes from a line from if you can walk with kings and not lose the common touch. Lee, the one thing that all of us can learn from you, and therefore I'm asking this question to you, a little bit of success and we believe we are better than the others. What you've achieved is success like none other. How do you be and continue to be as humble as you are? You will speak the same way to whoever, a man in position or a man who is absolutely, in quotes, ordinary. How does this happen to you?
I think a role model like my father. It was one thing that the hand size of my father was big, so I was scared of it. But it's another thing that he not only was an Olympic champion, which he was known for, but he was greater known for his medicine and being the human being that he is. His bedside manner, his demeanor, his ability to listen. That ability to listen is something I don't find much today in the world. I feel people love to talk, people, want to speak, and it's unique that I'm saying that sitting on this stage tonight, but to really take the time to read between the lines of the hardships, the stress, and the sorrow that others are going through is a gift that I've learned from Baba. Because if the going's good, right, Apurva, everyone can be champions. If business is going good, if people are giving you adulation and respect, anybody can be good. But the reason I sit on this stage today is because when I slept in that locker room in Germany, in Wolfsburg, in the winter of '91, I didn't sleep much. Not because I was locked into the locker room. I didn't sleep much, not because I was hungry, because I didn't eat that day. I didn't sleep much, not because I had 3 rounds of qualifying the next morning. But I didn't sleep much because I knew at that point if I got through that night and I qualified that next day, not only would I have had money for food or money for a hotel, but nothing in life after that could shake me. I feel that when you go through the hard times in life, or while you're going through the hard times in life, you must stick to your value systems. Those value systems are human values. It just so happens that my mentor taught me champion human values. It's about people. One of the other things that I feel is very important for me is I'm more motivated to do something for you or for people than I'm motivated to do for myself. You look at my record on the ATP tour, at best I was 73 in the world in singles. But if you look at my record in Davis Cup, you look at my record in the Olympics, you look at my record in doubles, you look at my record in mixed doubles. At the CCNFC club, we were taught teamwork. We were taught unity of a team. In life, Baba taught me about unity of community. I am tremendously inspired to do things for others more than for myself.
That is the man behind the champion, ladies and gentlemen. Before we end, we are at the end of this interaction and we'll head to whatever is next. Lee, this is right here. I know you want to say something to all the audience members sitting here. The stage is yours. Please tell them what this is and what this means to all of us.
For a few of you who don't know what this is my medal from the International Tennis Hall of Fame. When I was growing up as a young kid, playing in these courts and these clubs, my only dream was to win a medal for India in the Olympics, was to win Davis Cup for India. But I didn't realize and I didn't know what the International Tennis Hall of Fame was. But now that I've won it, this medal belongs to each and every single one of you. This medal belongs to every single Indian. And to all the kids out there, if you work hard enough and you have enough passion, you have enough patience, if you're the best students of life and you listen to your coaches and ask the right questions, not just simply listen and just follow what the coach is saying, but follow up with another smart question and keep getting better every single day. One day, you can win Wimbledon too, you can get into the Hall of Fame too, and you can be a champion of life too. So this one belongs to every single one of you. I'd like to bow my head and thank everyone for supporting me through this. Thank you.
Thank you, Apurvo. Thank you, Leander. Just be with us, Leander, for another 50 seconds before you felicitate someone who has curated this show, who has been the man behind this show and a bit of an unsung hero. Abhijit Dasgupta, the former station director of Kolkata Doordarshan, the former dean of SRFTI, and a huge media personality. Abhijit on stage, please. And to felicitate him, I would like to call upon Sudarshan Ghosh, Honorary Secretary BTA, and Hiranmoy Chatterjee, Honorary Secretary DKS. Mr. Sudarshan Ghosh on stage, please. And Hiranmoy Chatterjee would like to felicitate Mr. Abhijit Dasgupta. Abhijit, where are you? Is he coming? The man who has curated this show. Okay. So, Hiranmoy Chatterjee can accept this on his behalf. Sudarshan, if you can. Yes. I mean, notwithstanding the fact he's not here, please give him a huge round of applause because the way he has put together the entire show has been remarkable. It has been one heck of a memorable night, and I can see so many distinguished sports person here. I can see Sharadindu Mukherjee, the Indian cricketer from here. Manoj Khanna, we just talked about. We had Shubha Prasanno, former presidents and secretaries, former chief secretaries here, from all of us here. That's the curtains. But Leander Paes, once again, thank you very, very much. You have been more than a magic for the rest of us. You've just been an inspiration, and any session with you, you are 50 years away from a psychiatrist's chamber. Leander Paes, the unbelievable man.